A very good morning to my lecturer. My name is Jian and my matrix number is 253070. Today I will present my research proposal and my title is The Impact of the Gender Discrimination Towards the Development of the Service Entrepreneur in Malaysia. Okay, I will continue with the part why I chose this topic. So, after 60 years of the independence of Malaysia are still aroused by the problem of the gender discrimination issue. And this issue still exists until today. So, the issue of the gender inequality is one of the main issues that are facing in our country, especially the gender discrimination in the workplace. So nowadays, the gender gap index of Malaysia is getting better and better from year to year. So it shows that the gender discrimination in our country is decreasing and is minimizing, but the problem is still exists. So this study is hoped to provide a solution to solve the gender discrimination, especially in the service entrepreneur sector, which this sector is contributing more than half of the GDP in our country. So this can be said that gender discrimination in the service entrepreneur sector would affect the development of our country. So for the problem statement, Malaysia gender gap index is getting higher and higher from year to year. It means that our gender equality is getting better from year to year. Okay, so however, it is still not yet achieved that totally gender equality in our country, especially the gender discrimination is still exists. So according from the Institute of the Women's Policy Research, women only earns 49 cents compared to every single man who earns $1. So women are having a lower social status because of the gender stereotypes. So girls and women are suffering mostly from the negative effect from the traditional gender expectation and the roles. So gender discrimination can be seen even more obvious in the workplace. So women are less likely to be drawn in the science and technology and also the leadership positions. So for example, we can see from the latest cabinet of the ministry, there is less than 10 women who holding the position in the cabinet compared to men who hold more than 70% in these positions. So I hope that this study can discover the main factor that caused the gender discrimination in service entrepreneur in Malaysia. And so there are three main objectives in this study. First is to analyze the impact of the gender discrimination towards the development of the service entrepreneur in Malaysia. And second is to investigate the factor of the gender discrimination in the service entrepreneur in Malaysia. And lastly is to identify the relationship between the gender gap index and the performance of the service entrepreneur. So I will continue with the methodology part. So for the data information and the source, the source of this study consists of two, which is the primary data and the secondary data. So for the primary data, there will be a total of 100 sets of questionnaire will be distributed to the undergrad students in UUM, so to get their feedback. So for the secondary data, is collecting through the information from the research paper and the articles to know more about the gender discrimination in Malaysia. So for the method of analysis and data, this study will using two analysis, which is descriptive statistic and the empirical statistic. So we're using descriptive statistics when researcher is deciding the frequency, the mean, and the mode of the data. So another one is the empirical statistic. So empirical statistics are used to assess the level of the correlation and the regression. So for the research instrument, the researcher has been used software and hardware to allow researcher to present their data from respondent based on the questionnaire. So during the entire process of this study, laptop has been used as a hardware, and the software is the application program from the laptop, which is the Microsoft Word, SPSS, and the Microsoft Excel, in order to collect the data and generate all the graph, pie chart from the questionnaire and the data. So lastly, I will talk about the scope of study. So firstly is the target study. The target study is the respondent of the undergrad students in UUM, and the respondents are randomly selected from the total number of the undergrad students in UUM. So the undergrad students are comprising from various genders, ethnic, and semesters, and this sampling method that used in this study is the simple random sampling method. So in which all the students were given the questionnaire by the researcher. So for the study area, researcher has chosen UUM as the location, as most of the students in UUM has been worked as a part-time or the full-time in the service entrepreneur sector, and this will more easier for researcher to run this study and properly. So lastly is the duration of the study. So for the duration of the study is from 24 October to 24 November, which means that this study will take about 1 month for this study. That's all for my part. Thank you.